The Apple October Unleashed event just happened. This is a quick roundup and my reactions to the event. To begin, the new Apple Music voice plan. If you don't know what Apple Music is, it's a music streaming service similar to Spotify made by Apple. The Apple Music voice plan is the same as Apple Music, but you can only use your voice to play music using Siri. So therefore, it's quite a lot cheaper at $4.99 compared to the $9.99 that the normal Apple Music plan costs. I honestly don't know what I think of this. It's an interesting concept, but I don't think many will buy this plan. If someone really doesn't want to spend much money, I would just recommend using the free version of Spotify or YouTube Music. Next up is the new colours in Homepod Mini. Homepod Mini is Apple's version of a small smart speaker, and they've now added the colours of orange, yellow and blue. This will still come in at $99 same as before. Moving on, the new Airpods 3 are out. They have a new design which looks quite similar to the Airpods Pro, with better battery life, better sound and mic quality. Spatial audio, Find My capabilities and new tap sensor controls on the stem are also added. These will come in at $179 and orders are open today and they will be available next week. Okay, that's all the small stuff out of the way. Let's now talk about the new Mac chips. They announced 2 new Mac chips similar to the M1 but way faster. Firstly, M1 Pro. The new M1 Pro has 70% faster CPU performance than M1, a 10-core CPU with 8 high-performance cores and 2 high-efficiency cores. For graphics, the M1 Pro has a 16-core GPU. It also has a new media engine to be able to smoothly edit 4K, 8K and ProRes, one of the hardest video codecs to edit in the world. Quickly just putting all the specs up there, it has up to 32GB of unified RAM, 200GB per second RAM bandwidth with 33.7 billion transistors. Next thing we're going to talk about is something that wasn't that expected. M1 Max comes with a 10-core CPU and a 32-core GPU, double of the M1 Pro. The M1 Max comes with up to 64GB of unified RAM, and it also adds a better media engine than the M1 Pro as well. The M1 Max can edit 30 whole streams of 4K and 7 streams of 8K. The SSD is also speedy with around 7.4GB per second speeds. Next is the new Macs themselves. I am amazed by the performance of these. There was 2 new MacBooks announced at this Apple event, the 14-inch MacBook Pro and the 16-inch MacBook Pro. They can both be equipped with the M1 Pro or the M1 Max chips, which I think is actually quite cool because that means that people can get insane performance on medium-sized laptops like the 14-inch MacBook Pro. What's really exciting is that the new MacBooks come with an SD card reader, an HDMI port and MagSafe. Apparently MagSafe is faster now, but you can still charge through the USB-C port if you want to. One thing I really don't like about the look of the new MacBooks is the notch. Instead of having bezels all around the screen, they've added a notch to put the new webcam, which we'll talk about in a second. The notch looks kind of weird, but maybe people like us will come to like it. We'll have to see. As I said, there is a new and improved webcam which is now 1080p, can let more light in and uses the same sort of technology in the 24-inch iMacs to use computational video to expose and make the camera look better. Continuing on with the Macs, there are new speakers and mics, with the speakers surprisingly now supporting spatial audio, which is something that was only available on the AirPods Pro and AirPods Max, which is now also on the new AirPods 3. Spatial audio is where the sound becomes 3D and makes things sound like they're coming from different locations and areas. The new 14-inch MacBook Pro can have up to 2 Pro Display XDR displays connected, and the 16-inch MacBook Pro can now connect to a whopping 3 Pro Display XDRs with an additional 4K monitor as well. Another cool feature that the new Macs have is ProMotion, which allows for up to a 120Hz refresh rate, meaning that the screen can refresh 120 times per second compared to the 60Hz on an older Mac, which means that the new MacBooks can smoothly scroll through websites and games, but you can always set a fixed frame rate in the settings because ProMotion adjusts between 10Hz and 120Hz depending on what you're doing. You'll definitely want to put it in a fixed frame rate when you're doing things like video editing. Last up is battery life. The 14-inch MacBook Pro has up to 17 hours of video playback and 11 hours of web browsing. The 16-inch has a nice 21 hours of video playback and 14 hours of web browsing. The 16-inch will start at $24.99 US and the 14-inch will start at $19.99 US. They are already available for pre-orders and they will be available next week. I actually think that the pricing on these are pretty good, thinking that it's literally competing with top-of-the-line desktops, including their Mac Pro and the high-end PCs. Okay, that's it. I commentated on this event live on my Twitter account, and I'll be covering the Pixel event tomorrow on my Twitter account and making a video about it. So be sure to follow over on Twitter at HowTheTechYT. And the Pixel event is also under a day away, so be sure to click this video on screen to see what the event will include. Please like this video if you liked it, as it helps these videos get recommended by YouTube, and be sure to subscribe and press the notification bell to never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!